Hey guys, I am here in Pikeville, Kentucky at the Breaks Interstate Park. Daniel Boone once walked these mountains a long time ago when he was an explorer. There's trails all over the place through here. I'm going to take us to an overlook where you can see some of the mountain even better. The mountains are pretty high up here in Pikeville, real high. Let's see if we can get to the overlook. The hills are real hazy right now. And this here is part of another trail. They kind of got you walking all along the mountaintop. Gotta be careful where you hike around here. Now I'm not wearing hiking boots, so I'm having to watch how I step. And as you can see, they pretty well got this natural. Let's go find another place to look around and see if we can find that overlook. Okay, I am now at the overlook. Now it is extremely windy up here on this high mountain. And you saw the elevation, over 1,700 feet. That's pretty high up. And that's with it cut down just a little. Imagine how high it was before they even done that. So that's just a little bit of what it looked back in 1913. These are some pictures of the gorge. Let's go on over here and look down. But they've tried to keep this about as natural as possible. They haven't done very much work to it, just enough to make it so that people could check it out. But imagine how it was when Daniel Boone walked these mountains. There wasn't no trails or railings or signs or anything. He had to do some heavy hiking. Like they had to put some fresh poles up. The wood's fresh. And look down there at the gorge. An old roadway and a little bit of housing over there. I can't zoom it in no further for you. railroad track down there. Looks like it may or may not be used anymore. Now, this is pretty high up. Let's go over here. And they've got a camera set up here for wildlife and stuff. Hold on to the rails here. As you can see, the rock is natural. They didn't have it curved out or nothing. So let's do it like this. There you can see the railroad a little bit. It goes, there's a tunnel right there. And the tracks exit out there. So the tunnel even goes through the mountain. But yeah, Daniel Boone walked all over these hills, exploring Kentucky and Virginia and Tennessee, West Virginia. Which I think at the time when he'd done his exploring, West Virginia and Virginia was one and the same state as before it was separated, I believe. Could be absolutely wrong. Okay, let me find us some other cool places to find. So there is bears around here, but where it's kind of cold, winter-like, and all that, more likely they are hibernating. So we've got some trails here, so we're gonna get started on them and see what we see on it. Now, I had said earlier, let me go find something else for us to find. I meant let me find something else for us to see. It's been so long since I've got to do this kind of stuff. I need to get back on it for you all. For me too. So, the geological trail is down that way, which is marked right color, black. But we're going to go on the ridge trail, which is marked blue. And that's only that's just a half mile. So here we've got the ridge trail, what it looks like. It even goes out to Laurel Lake, which is interesting. Alright, let's check this out. So we just follow the blue markers. Now this park, as I'd said, they tried to keep it as natural as possible. And when they prepared the trails, they made sure to mark it. So they leave you the maps to look at, what you may be finding, whatnot. And as you can see, well marked. Those are the kind of parks I like going through. That way I know exactly where I'm heading. I don't like getting lost. I've done that and wasn't comfortable. Here we've got a pretty large tree right here. It's a chestnut. And I I can vouch for the chestnut tree. They do get huge. And here's some poplar. The poplar trees are big too. But yeah, those chestnut trees, they get big. We've got a chestnut tree up the start of our driveway. And it's like 3 trunks. And one of the trunks is, I could say, is easily about 50 years old. It's big. So chestnut trees get huge. I noticed, like at first, I guess they tried to spray paint it. Decided it was better to just do that. Now I've seen some parks, they've tried their best to, they've also got the trails marked. That way if you get lost you can call or whatever. These are ivories. They're evergreens. They're all over here. Anyway, yeah, you can call out and tell them the marker on the trail. But I've seen some parks where they try to go as natural as possible, not destroy any trees by marking the trees, but like put colored ribbons up and whatnot, or like putting posts up with color markers. Quite frankly, I think it's okay to go on ahead and put markers up on the trees, as long as they're not like doing a whole bunch of damage. And just a couple nails here and there or whatever. Or even just one nail. Whatever it takes. As long as it's not destroyed. But that's what they tried to do. They tried to mark it. They tried to spray paint it. It just worked out better like that though. Putting the little templates up. So, let me give you a little bit of look here. The forest around here is very lovely. And with all these ivories, it really makes it look beautiful. It, rather than it being a dead season because of being winter, the evergreen ivories are just kind of adding that fresh color, so to speak. But you look at all the leaves and then the ivories, that kind of makes a good mix of color right there. I could almost do a painting like that. Almost. This is a less rocky trail. Some of the trails, quite a bit of rock. But this isn't so bad. This isn't rocky. So I'm able to hike this a little better. And so we're now on marker 6. Feels good to be out here like this. Feels real good. I haven't done something like this in over a year. I'm kind of missing it too. And this is the kind of stuff that I enjoy doing for you all. I love doing it for myself too. It's just, there's something about getting out in nature where it's so quiet and peaceful. And you see the beauty. And just, yeah, I miss it. I'm going to try to get out and start doing this again as much as possible. I was thinking yesterday, because I went digging some roots so I could do this for you all. Make sure that I could get here, because this is a little ways out from where I live. And I wanted to make sure that I could get here. And I was thinking just how much I enjoy exploring. I am an explorer. Now, I would love to check out abandoned places and everything, but like stuff like that, you need to more or less be cautious of trespassing, you know? Maybe if I could ever find a ghost town where there's no worry of trespassing. But these parks have meaning too. And just being able to see how they are and all, and just get out and enjoy the nature and everything. And I notice a lot of people done a whole lot of writing on the trees. If you're in a park, please be respectful. They're trying to make sure that it's as natural as possible for the habitat. So please, just be a little thoughtful. Don't carve on the trees. It's just same as kind of like littering. Just don't do it. But I'm having to be careful how I walk now, because I'm kind of going downhill on wet leaves. And these shoes that I had invested in never had any real tread on them. I mean, they kind of give a little bit. They're soft-soled, but they really don't have any tread. So I have to be a little careful how I step with them. I need me some good hikers. I had me a good pair of hiking boots. And they got messed up on me. That happens when you wear them. When you wear shoes, eventually they get messed up. Let's see if you can tell that's a hill. Yeah, it's a lot steeper than what it looks like. But yeah, I'm really missing getting to go out and do this with you guys. And around in this area is the Hatfield and McCoy historical places. They've got a building where they've done the trial for the hog, to see if it was true that Hatfield stole McCoy's hog. And also shows McCoy's house, and reckon his cabin and the rail. And yeah, I was going to do that if the weather wasn't agreeable for me to do this. Boy, this is getting steep. I'm serious, this is getting steep. But they did put timber up, rough lumber, like that, for you get some steps, which is good. That's considerable. Yeah, boy, this is getting steep. It's going to be a nice hike back up. But yep, we're at the Breaks. The Breaks Interstate Park, Pikeville, Kentucky. And this is where Daniel Boone traveled and mapped and explored and all that. Yeah, believe it or not, if I remember reading right, he traveled with Lewis and Clark a little bit. How cool was that? Okay, where I'm not wearing hiking boots. And let me see what this looks like down here around this curve. I just really want to be careful. It would be mighty embarrassing to slip and you all watch it on camera. I always try not to falter on the camera. Bad enough the way I talk. But yeah, that wow. Wow. I wonder how far down this actually goes though. Yeah, I'm being extra cautious here. I just... Have you ever found yourself to be getting to the age that you're less sure-footed? That's me. Okay, so, look. It goes down. Don't look like it levels out anytime soon either. And right now I'm kind of standing on a root. Yeah, it continues to go down. I mean, they've got it safe as far as that goes, but it'd be better if I had my hiking boots. And if I'm going to start doing stuff like this again, I'm going to have to invest in a pair. So I'm going to go on ahead and head back up here. And there was another trail that I was wanting to go on, so I'll see you there. Not a very long trail. This one is paved. And this is on the opposite side of that cliff that I had you all on. I'm not quite sure where this leads. But seeing how short it is, it couldn't lead very far. I'd say this is pretty nice to even like ride a bike on. They might have set it up for bikers and hikers alike. And the forestry here is beautiful too. There's not as many of those ivories. But we've got some pine. That looks like a soft fir. And we've got some ivories here. And we've got a pretty good sized black pine. Let's see if y'all can see that there. This would almost be something like what I'd like to ride a four-wheeler on. Puts me in mind of some roads we've gone on the four-wheeler. Only they're not asphalt like this. But they're kind of downhill and curvy, similar to this. These parks that keeps the forest, they're just so beautiful. I couldn't ever imagine hiking these back in the day before anything was cut and removed. You would have been in good shape. Look at that tree. Something deformed it. But, you know, like, hey, you could put in consideration how the people were of old. Like, if they didn't have a cart and horse, they had to hike or walk wherever they was going. And sometimes they would have to literally walk over a mountain to get into another county, town, wherever, go visit a friend, whatever, you know. And they had to be in good shape. Or like when it came time to start collecting meats from deer and wild game of turkey and all that, and they would have to do some hiking to do some shooting, I'm pretty sure. I'd say they were really in shape. Us folks now, like, we could go to the gym if we want and everything. But I don't think there was anything quite like doing everything by hand, on foot. I mean, think of the women having to carry buckets of water several times a day, do the laundry, cook, do the dishes, bathing, and they'd get out there with their men and do those crossbows to cut down some trees to maybe make a new shed for the cattle or something. You know, I would say that the women were just as strong as the men back then. And then here we are, like me for instance, huffing and puffing, doing this trail, and I was going downhill. Ain't that shame? Gotta do better than that. Oh boy, we've really got some ivories now. There's just so many ivories in this park. Okay, so basically like this continues on like this. And it doesn't say no vehicle traffic, but I don't know. I mean, it's plenty big enough for a car. Maybe that's the reason why it's asphalted. But it is pretty in here. Once again, where I don't have my hiking boots, and I am so seriously out of shape, guys. Seriously. I used to be able to do these trails for you and fill up to continuing. But this is only a 0.2 anyway, so this is about all that we're seeing on this trail. I am going to see if I can find something else that's got a little bit more scenery to it. So I'll see what I can do. Thousand-foot deep gorge on its way to join the Ohio River, and it's called the Grand Canyon of the South. The elevation is even higher than the other overlook that I took you to. So let's just go over here and look at this. smells pinesy up here. Smells good. Way over there you can see the tunnel where the train would go in. The Overlook is way over there where I had it. Look at that sheer mountain. Getting extremely windy up here, as you could tell, and I'm a little bit exhausted, but you can see this is a pretty high mountain area, and the breaks are just absolutely beautiful. They're just beautiful. And there's so much more to this park to see, and there's no way that I could get to it all today, but I may be coming back up to do a part 2 and show off more of the trails. Anyway, you can see it's about a mile away. I'm going to go on ahead and say bye to y'all. You all are awesome and terrific, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being a part of my channel. If this is your first time and you've already subscribed, thank you so much for joining my YouTube family and friends. And if this is your first time viewing, please like, subscribe, and share. I would love to see you join our YouTube family. Anyway, as I said, you all are awesome and terrific, and I so appreciate you all. I'll see you on the next video.